right, we're here post-game. Babson victorious 3-2 in double overtime over Skidmore to advance to the NEHC semifinals. I'm joined by Matt Brazel, who had the game-winning goal, as well as Jamie Rice, the head coach of the Babson Beavers. And Matt, we'll start with you as you're involved in that exciting play at the end. It seemed like you and Ryan Gavea were chipping away over and over and over again, had a lot of chances to score that goal before, weren't able to get it across. When you saw that you guys were going to break through 4-on-2, what were your thoughts about how you'd be able to get situated to set yourself up?
Yeah, when I saw we had a 4-on-2 rush there, my first thought was be in a good position to be in front of the net there. And Charlie passed the puck across to Brendan, and I was thinking, stay in front of the net, don't go past the net. And luckily the puck scored it out, and I was able to tap it home.
All right, and Coach, you saw that same opportunity develop. You know, your team definitely seemed to have the endurance advantage over Skidmore. It seemed like a matter of time until you would get a chance like that. But what are the things that you work on in practice when you are able to break through in a 4-on-2 type situation?
Yeah, you know, the guys work really hard. Coach St. Cyr, our strength and conditioning coach, does a great job. He's working with the guys all the time, and they self-regulate. I mean, they push each other really well in practice. I would say our practices are really competitive. The guys are getting after it. They're challenged from one another all the time, so it's not really a matter of us as coaches having to set any table or any grand design of how hard we have to work. The guys have really inherited and taken it upon themselves on the ice during practice to be as competitive as they can, and then certainly the time with Coach St. Cyr, our strength coach, is a big part of it as well.
So you guys were able to beat Skidmore all 3 times that you played them this year, but that's hardly half the story. 4 times you played them this year, excuse me. But they certainly gave you quite a bit tonight, had the lead for a lot of this game. What did you see from them that really took them to another level than maybe in prior times that you'd played them this year?
Yeah, I thought Skidmore did a really good job on the forecheck today. They had a good game plan to go in the cross-corner dump, which took us a little bit to figure out at first. But as a team, we discussed in between periods the best way around that, and they were tough on the puck behind the net. We had to really battle and be strong on our sticks there to win the battles, as one turnover could have been the game. So it was having that strong mentality on the puck and keep going with it. Don't get too frustrated.
And Zach Phelps hasn't been a big goal scorer for you over the course of his career, but senior in a big moment there with the team down, starting to get late in the game, comes through with an extraordinary individual effort to go score an unassisted goal to tie the game. What about that play really defined his effort tonight?
Well, I think that we really pride ourselves on having everyone able to contribute. We don't have roles. We don't have guys we say, hey, you know, your only job is to get the puck out of our end, or your only job is to kill the clock. You know, we really believe that when everybody gets a chance that they should perform whatever that opportunity is. Maybe it's a defensive block shot. Maybe it's a chance like Zach did with just a highlight reel goal. But, you know, we really try as a staff, as a program, to play, you know, almost identity-less hockey for individuals, that everyone has to be able to do everything all the time. But happy certainly for Zach. I mean, I think that's one of the things that, you know, you never know in a game who's going to do what. And certainly, you know, the first period was pretty good for us. The second period was all them. The third period was even. I thought the first overtime we were pretty good, but it's kind of like, you know, there's like 4 different games out there tonight. And you just knew that someone, at some point, we talk about it all the time, is going to have to execute and make a play. And Zach, you know, came in and, you know, just ripped one. It was a great goal. Certainly, you know, I'm happy for him because I know he's happy for his teammates. And the guys wanted to pick him up and were exalted on the bench. But, you know, he picked up the team, you know, and that's what makes me happy. I'm happy that he did it,
yeah.
But I'd be as happy as, you know, if you did it.
I wish I did. I'd be happier.
I wish you could have done it earlier.
So you're going to take on Hobart next. We know that now in the semifinal round. I think you probably had to know when you saw a team that good come into your conference, which was already really good, you were probably going to have to go through them either here or there one way or another to get where you want to go. So now that that matchup's in front of you for a 4th time, you know, 1-0-2 against them in the regular season, making that tough road trip, what is your team going to have to do maybe a little better than you did tonight to make sure you can move on to another game?
Yeah, I think we just need to stick on winning our puck battles. I think that Hobart's a strong team, and our strengths will be shown when we can win the 50-50 battles all over the ice. So it's not going to be the first time we've seen them, as you know. So going up there won't be a factor. We're not going to have any excuses for us. We're going to go up there and play our game.
And you talked about the 4 different games tonight. In that first game, if you will, Matt Pompa didn't have a ton of work that he had to do. And then in that second game, so to speak, he had to make a lot of very difficult saves to keep your team in this game so that 2-1 didn't turn into 3 or 4. And, of course, had to go the distance through the 2 overtimes. Now you've had a chance to really see his effort in full. What would you say about what he gave you as a postseason goalie tonight?
Yeah, I think, we always believe as coaches, when we talk about the goalie doesn't have to make 50 great saves. He's got to make 6 or 8 key ones, and it's probably like a golfer. You don't have to have a birdie every time, but when you get that chance, you got to make a birdie. When you have the chance to stay out of bogey, you got to stay out of it. And I think that's what Matt did is, the first period, he said not a lot of action, but still was tested. The second period, he made a couple key saves when maybe we could have started chasing the game, and I think more in the third he did. There was a chance or two that they had that, he made a save on that, kind of keeps you in there. And again, it's not a matter of the volume of saves. It really is just at that right time making that key save, making that save. And it doesn't always have to be otherworldly where, he snatched one out of the net. It's just a matter of, okay, we need some sort of a save here, whether it be a routine save or a spectacular save. Just making those the right time. But we're blessed. We've got 2 very good goalies who played a lot for us this year. We've got a third guy who's a tremendous, addition to our team, Jerry Bearwitz, who really bailed us out. Brian Botcher got hurt at Castleton, and literally I called him between periods outside the Castleton locker room, said we need you at Norwich tomorrow at 2, and he did it. So, I think Matt's really competitive. I think the relationship with him and Brian being in the same class, having competed together for 3 years along with Matt, it's a really healthy friendship rivalry. They push each other to get better. And so what I think Matt did tonight was he raised it another level. His competitiveness really helped us win the game, obviously, but I think it's made our position better as we go into next week.
And, to an outside observer, it looked at the beginning of the year like it probably would be these 4 teams at the end, not necessarily this order, but with you and UMass, Boston, and Norwich, and Hobart all being there, this is a very strong top 4 teams for this conference, and this figures to be a very competitive tournament. Not that it wasn't before, but all the more so now with these new teams that you're bringing into the league. So as you step out this far into the bracket, and you've been to the NCAA tournament before, you've been through this tournament before, for maybe some of the younger players in your program, what are the things you're going to emphasize about having to constantly raise that level of play in order to keep playing through February?
Well, obviously, Hobart's an exceptional team. They got a great coach, great coaching staff, great players. They're really thorough. In some respects, I think we're kind of almost mirrors of each other, philosophically, in that the players play, and the coaches, we do everything we can to prepare them, but there's not a lot of overcoaching during the game. I think from either side, Mark Taylor's just a phenomenal coach. The thing you tell the young guys is, it's just hockey. It's another game, and the good news is we've been up there twice. This isn't a new thing. We don't have to figure out where the bathroom is or where the bus is going to drop us off. So we've been there twice. That puts a little bit at ease. And I think, we talked on Monday. Actually, we talked last Saturday. This is the hardest game to win, and I think I heard Norwich went into double overtime as well. This is a really hard game to win. The other team comes in saying, you know what, we're going to change our course of our season. Our season's been X. We're a lower seed. Now all you got to do is win 3 games. The March Madness Cinderella, as it were. The higher seed comes in. They're kind of expected to win. They've had a good year. But maybe they get a little tighter, and it's, I don't want to not win, And I think just winning this game says enough to the guys about, okay, now we've kind of got our legs under us. And it'll be difficult playing at Hobart without question. Great team, great coach, great success at home. Certainly hungry to move on to the championship game as we are. But having that experience tonight, the type of game it was, being down and having to come back, being up, then being down, all those things I think will help. And, we've got young guys, but we've also got 11 seniors who've, been in a lot of, I think they've been in the semifinals every year, championship 2 out of 3 years. So, they've been down this road. They've played this game. They understand how important it is. And that's what I was impressed with. Our practice last week was really good. The guys were on task. They were on time. We were productive, long one day, short another, because we could get everything we need to get done. So we're happy to still be playing. We tell everybody all the time, the 3 best words in the English language, practice on Monday.
All right.
Practice on Monday.
Well, congratulations to both of you, and I'm sure you're looking forward to that practice on Monday now, and best of luck next week.
Thank you.
All right, it's going to do it for us here. Babson victorious in double overtime, 3-2 over Skidmore. There will be practice on Monday, and there will be a game next Saturday at Hobart. Keep it tuned to BabsonAthletics.com.